Good morning and welcome to Face the Nation. I'm John Dickerson. We begin with the Republicans. Donald Trump now has 80% of the delegates needed to win the nomination. Efforts to stop him seem to be fading. And we sat down with Ted Cruz earlier and asked him whether he thought it was time for Republicans to make their choice known, whether they're for Donald Trump or against him.
I think it is a basic choice of what we believe. You know, one of the reasons this week that I announced Carly Fiornia as my vice presidential nominee is to provide a clear choice, a clear contrast to the voters. And I think there couldn't be a clearer choice between Carly and me on the one side, running on issues, running on substance, running on jobs and freedom and security and protecting the American people, versus Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton on the other side. And Donald and Hillary are really flip sides of the same coin. You know, Hillary has made millions of dollars selling power and influence in Washington. Donald has made billions buying politicians like Hillary Clinton. And I will say for Republicans, if we end up nominating, if we end up in the general election having two candidates on the ballot who are both big government, rich New York liberals, we will have profoundly failed this country. Both Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton agree they think Planned Parenthood is wonderful. They both support taxpayer funding for it. I disagree with them on that. They both supported Bill Clinton's law banning many of the most popular firearms in America. I disagree with Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton on that.
Let me ask you then, Senator, if the choice is that clear and has been for some time, why have 10 million people voted for Donald Trump? That's many millions more than you. He's got 300 or so more delegates. I mean, were those people confused about the choice? Did they miss something?
Well, listen, early on, Donald did well when there were 17 candidates because he unified his support. He has an impassioned minority behind him. And when everyone else was diffused, he won a lot of early states. And then he just had a good week winning New York and the adjoining states, so he did well close to home, and the media reacted with breathless excitement. What I can tell you is prior to New York, in the 3 weeks that preceded it, we saw 5 states in a row that voted: Utah, North Dakota, Wisconsin, Colorado, Wyoming. 1.3 million people voted in those 5 states, and we won landslides 5 elections in a row. And you know, you ask, are people confused? Listen, Donald Trump is attempting to perpetuate one of the greatest frauds in the history of modern elections, which is he is trying to convince people that he's some sort of outsider. Donald is the essence of the Washington insider. He has been enmeshed in the corruption in Washington. And you know, John, one of the things that illustrated that powerfully this week was when John Boehner went out of his way to attack me, to call me the devil, and then he praised 2 people. John Boehner praised Hillary Clinton, and he praised Donald Trump. He said Donald was his friend, was his golfing and texting buddy. If you think John Boehner is the kind of leader you want in the Republican Party, then Donald Trump is your candidate. If you think Nancy Pelosi and Harry Reid are the kind of leaders you want, Donald Trump is your candidate because he's contributed heavily to John Boehner, to Harry Reid, to Nancy Pelosi, to Hillary Clinton. And in fact, you know, I saw Boehner's comments. I kind of wondered if Boehner was auditioning to be Donald Trump's vice president. You know, a Trump-Boehner ticket would really say the Washington cartel in all its force. One has been funding the cartel, the other has been giving in to Democrats for years, which is why Boehner lost his speakership. We need instead someone fighting for the people and not for Washington.